There's a force inside you, a power that can move mountains and transform lives. It's not just a saying or some abstract idea. It's real, and it's within you. You might not always feel it, you might not always believe in it, but it's there waiting for you to tap into it. Today I want to talk about that power and why it's time for you to show the world what you're truly capable of. You see, we all have moments when we doubt ourselves. We wonder if we're really good enough, if we have what it takes to achieve the dreams we've kept tucked away in our hearts. It's easy to feel small when you look at the challenges ahead, but I'm here to tell you that those challenges aren't as big as you think. What's really big is the strength you have within you to overcome them. Let me share a story with you. It's about a man who was born into poverty, raised in a household where the future seemed bleak. He didn't have access to the best education or the best opportunities, but he had a burning desire to change his life. As a young man, he took on any job he could find, washing cars, cleaning floors just to make ends meet, but deep down he knew he was capable of so much more. Every night, after a long day of work, he would sit down with a book, learning whatever he could about business, self-improvement, and success. He wasn't just reading. He was feeding his mind with the knowledge that he could use to change his life. And slowly he started to see that the power to create a better future didn't come from outside of him. It came from within. It wasn't about the money he had, the connections he lacked, or the education he missed out on. It was about his belief in himself and his willingness to put that belief into action. One day, he took a risk. He quit his job and started his own business with nothing but a few $100s and a whole lot of determination. It wasn't easy. There were days when he didn't know if he would make it, but he kept going, fueled by that inner power. He refused to give up, and slowly his business grew. Today, he's a multimillionaire, and he spends his time helping others discover the power within themselves. He didn't just change his life. He showed the world what he was capable of. Now, you might be thinking, that's a great story, but what about me? What if I don't have that kind of strength? What if I fail? These are natural thoughts. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to achieve the impossible while others settle for mediocrity? Why is it that some people who start with so little end up achieving so much, while others who seem to have everything never reach their full potential? The difference isn't in their circumstances. It's not about where they were born, who they know, or what resources they have. The difference lies in their understanding of the power within them. Those who achieve the impossible are the ones who recognize that they have the ability to shape their own lives, to turn their dreams into reality. They don't let fear, doubt, or external circumstances dictate their future. Instead, they tap into that inner power and use it to overcome every obstacle that stands in their way. But here's the thing. That power isn't exclusive to them. It's not something that only a few special people have. It's in every one of us. It's in you. You have that same power within you. The question is, are you willing to recognize it and use it? Are you ready to stop holding yourself back and start showing the world what you're truly capable of? Think about the times when you've doubted yourself. Think about the moments when you've held back because you were afraid of failing or because you thought you weren't good enough. What if, in those moments, you had chosen to believe in your power instead? What if you had decided that you were capable of achieving anything you set your mind to? The truth is, the only thing that ever stands between you and your dreams is the belief that you can't achieve them. But that belief isn't real. It's a lie that your mind tells you when you're faced with challenges or uncertainty. And just as easily as you created that belief, you can replace it with a new one. A belief in your own strength, your own power, your own capability. I'm not saying it will be easy. Life will throw challenges at you. You will face setbacks, and there will be times when you feel like giving up. But it's in those moments that you must dig deep and remind yourself of the power within you. It's in those moments that you must choose to keep going, to keep believing, to keep striving for what you know you're capable of. Because the world needs what you have to offer. Your unique talents, your ideas, your perspective, they're all valuable, but they can only make an impact if you're willing to step up and show the world what you're capable of. Don't let fear, doubt, or insecurity hold you back. You are stronger than you think, and you have the ability to achieve more than you've ever imagined. I ask you to do with the power within you. Are you going to keep it hidden, locked away where no one, including yourself, can see it? Or are you going to unleash it, show the world what you're made of, and create the life you've always dreamed of? The choice is yours. You can choose to let the world dictate what you can and can't do, or you can choose to show the world what you're capable of. And when you make that choice, when you decide to believe in yourself and take action, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. So let today be the day you make that choice. Let today be the day you stop doubting yourself and start believing in the power within you. Because the world is waiting to see what you can do. And I know deep down that you're capable of something truly extraordinary. Too often, we dismiss our strengths because they don't fit into the conventional definitions of success. We think that unless we're doing something grand, something that gets us noticed, our abilities don't matter. But that's not true. Your strengths, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem to you, are powerful. They're the tools you've been given to create the life you want. And the first step in doing that is to recognize and embrace them. Now, I know this isn't always easy. It can be hard to break free from the negative self-talk that has become so ingrained in our minds. But it's essential if you want to unlock your true potential. You have to start by challenging those self-limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. Think about it. How many times have you talked yourself out of pursuing something you really wanted because you didn't believe you could do it? How many opportunities have you missed because you were too afraid to fail? We all do it. We all let our fears and doubts control us at times. But the truth is, those fears are only as powerful as we allow them to be. Imagine if you could silence those doubts, even just for a moment. What would you do differently? What risks would you take? What dreams would you pursue? The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that you can't have it. But that belief is just a thought. And like all thoughts, it can be changed. So how do we begin to change these self-limiting beliefs? How do we start to recognize and embrace our inner strengths? One of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is the practice of self-reflection. Taking the time to really think about who you are, what you're good at, and what you want from life can be incredibly transformative. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day to journal. Write down your thoughts, your dreams, and most importantly, your strengths. Don't censor yourself. This is a space for you to be completely honest. What are you proud of? What have you achieved that you didn't think you could? When you start to see your strengths written out in front of you, it becomes harder to ignore them. It becomes harder to believe the lie that you're not good enough. And then there's the power of visualization. This is where you really start to connect with your inner strength. Close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your goals. See yourself succeeding, overcoming obstacles, and living the life you want. The more vividly you can imagine this, the more real it will feel. And the more you'll start to believe that it's possible. These practices, journaling, meditation, and visualization are simple, but they're incredibly powerful. They help you to break free from the self-doubt that's been holding you back and start to see yourself as you truly are a person with incredible potential, someone who is capable of achieving great things. But recognizing your strengths is just the beginning. Once you start to see what you're capable of, the next step is to take action. Because knowing your strengths isn't enough. You have to use them. You have to put them to work in your life every single day. And the best way to do that is to start small. Set yourself a goal that aligns with your strengths and work towards it step by step. It doesn't matter how big or small that goal is. What matters is that you're taking action, that you're using your strengths to move forward. As you start to see progress, your confidence will grow. You'll begin to realize that you're more capable than you ever imagined. And that realization will propel you forward, helping you to achieve even more. I ask you ready to recognize the power within you? Are you ready to let go of the doubts and fears that have been holding you back and start showing the world what you're capable of? Because the moment you do, your life will change in ways you can't even begin to imagine. Now that you've begun to recognize the power within you, let's explore how you can harness this strength to achieve your goals. Because it's not enough to just know your capabilities. You have to put them into action. And that's where the real transformation begins. Challenges will always appear, but they are not the end of the road. They are simply detours, and every detour has something to teach us. Life is full of twists and turns, and sometimes it can feel like the obstacles in our path are too big to overcome. But what if, instead of seeing these obstacles as barriers, we started to see them as opportunities? What if every obstacle in your path is a test of your resolve and determination? Think about that for a moment. What if the challenges you face are not meant to stop you, but to strengthen you? What if they're there to help you grow, to learn something new about yourself, to push you to expand your capabilities? Because that's exactly what they are. Obstacles are opportunities in disguise, inviting you to step up and show what you're truly made of. But recognizing the opportunity in obstacles is only the first step. You also need tools to navigate these challenges, to turn those obstacles into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. One of the most important tools you have is perseverance, is that inner drive that keeps you moving forward, even when the road gets tough. It's about not giving up no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you fail. It's about getting back up, dusting yourself off, and trying again. Perseverance isn't something you're born with. It's something you cultivate like a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. Every time you choose to keep going, every time you push through a challenge, you're building that muscle. And the stronger it gets, the more capable you become of overcoming whatever life throws your way. Another essential tool is positivity. Now, I'm not talking about ignoring reality or pretending that everything is perfect when it's not. I'm talking about choosing to focus on the possibilities rather than the problems. When you face a challenge, it's easy to get caught up in the negativity, to focus on what's going wrong. But what if, instead, you focused on what could go right? What if you looked for the silver lining, the lesson, the opportunity in every situation? Now, having overcome these obstacles, the next step is to take decisive action. Because it's not enough to simply recognize your strength or overcome challenges. You need to use that strength to create the life you want. You need to take the lessons you've learned, the tools you've developed, and put them into action. That's where the real transformation happens. And that's where we'll go next. Dreams remain dreams until you take action. It's one of those simple truths that we all know, yet so often we let our dreams linger in the realm of someday. We imagine the things we want to achieve, the lives we want to live, but how often do we actually take that first step? How often do we let the days slip by, telling ourselves that we'll start tomorrow, or next week, or when we feel ready? What's stopping you from taking that first step towards your goals? What is it that holds you back when you think about turning your dreams into reality? For many of us, it's fear. Fear is a powerful force, and it has a way of convincing us that staying where we are is safer than stepping into the unknown. It's just a thought. It's not real. It's your mind's way of trying to protect you from the unknown, from stepping outside your comfort zone. But if you let fear control your actions, you'll never move forward. You'll never know what you're truly capable of. The good news is that you don't have to be fearless to take action. You just have to be willing to take that first step, even if you're afraid. So, how do you start? How do you move from dreaming to doing? The key is to break down the process into manageable steps. You don't have to tackle everything at once. In fact, trying to do too much too soon is often what stops people from instead focus on setting small, achievable goals that lead to larger success. Imagine you have a big dream. Let's say you want to write a book, start a business, or run a marathon. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you look at the entire task ahead of you. But what if, instead of focusing on the whole thing, you started with just one small step? If you want to write a book, your first step could be to write just 1 page a day. If you want to start a business, maybe you begin by researching your market or drafting a simple business plan. If you want to run a marathon, you start by running a mile or even just walking around the block. Each small step brings you closer to your goal. And as you start to see progress, your confidence grows. You begin to realize that you can do this, that it's not as impossible as it seemed when you were just dreaming about it. And with each step, you build momentum. making it easier to keep going. But it's not just about setting goals. It's about committing to taking action on them. And that's where the real transformation happens, because when you take action, even the smallest step, you're telling yourself, I'm serious about this. I'm ready to make this happen. And that commitment is powerful. I want to challenge you to commit to taking action on one specific goal within the next 24 hours. It doesn't have to be a huge step, just something small and achievable that moves you closer to what you want. Maybe it's making a phone call you've been putting off, or setting aside time to work on a project that's important to you. Whatever it is, do it. Take that step and see how it feels. Because here's what happens when you start taking actions. A, you begin to notice a shift in your mindset. Suddenly, what once seemed like an insurmountable task starts to feel possible, even within reach. Your confidence grows with each step you take, and the fears that once held you back begin to lose their power over you. Let me share a story about someone who took that first step and watched it transform their life. There was a woman who had always dreamed of starting her own business. She had a great idea, a passion for what she wanted to do, but she was terrified of failing. For years, she let that fear keep her from even trying. She kept telling herself that the timing wasn't right, that she needed more experience, more resources, more confidence. One day, she decided she'd had enough of waiting. She set a simple goal for herself, to write a business plan. That was it. Just a plan. She wasn't committing to anything more than that. But as she worked on her plan, she realized how much she already knew, how prepared she actually was. She completed the plan and decided to take the next step, talking to potential investors. Again, she was scared, but she did it anyway. And guess what? She found people who believed in her idea, who were willing to support her. One small step led to another, and eventually she launched her business. Today, that business is thriving, but it all started with that single decision to take action to move beyond her fear. She could have stayed where she was, safe, but instead she chose to step forward. One small step at a time, and it made all the difference. Now, I know that taking action isn't always easy. There will be days when you feel stuck, when you doubt yourself, when the fear creeps back in. That's normal. But in those moments, I want you to remember that every action you take, no matter how small, is a victory. It's a sign that you're moving forward, that you're not letting fear control your life. And remember this, taking action is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about being willing to try to take a risk, to put yourself out there even when you don't have all the answers. It's about trusting that you have what it takes to figure things out as you go. As you begin to take action, you will notice a shift in your mindset. You'll start to see yourself not as someone who dreams about what could be, but as someone who makes things happen. And that shift in perspective is powerful. It opens up new possibilities, new opportunities that you might not have seen before. Taking action builds your confidence, and with that confidence comes a greater understanding of your capabilities. You start to realize that you are capable of achieving more than you ever thought possible. The fears that once seemed so big begin to shrink, and you start to feel a sense of empowerment, a belief in your ability to create the life you want. What's stopping you from taking that first step? Whatever it is, know that you have the power to overcome it. You have the strength within you to move forward, to take action, and to turn your dreams into reality. It's time to stop letting fear hold you back and start showing the world what you're capable of. The next step is yours to take. Will you take it? Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can either be your greatest ally or your biggest enemy. It all depends on how you choose to use it, the way you think, the thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you hold. They all shape your reality. But how often do you let fear doubt and negativity control your thoughts? How often do you find yourself trapped in a cycle of self-defeating thoughts that keep you from moving forward, from reaching your full potential? We've all been there. We've all had moments where our minds seem to be working against us, where the fears and doubts take over, and we start to believe that we're not good enough, not strong enough, not capable enough. But here's the thoughts aren't the truth. They're just thoughts, and like any other thought, they can be changed. This is where the concept of the mindset shift comes into play. A mindset shift is about changing the way you think so that your thoughts work for you, not against you. It's about recognizing when your mind is stuck in a negative loop and consciously choosing to shift your focus to something more positive, more empowering. Because when you change your thoughts, you change your reality. What would your life look like if you were able to let go of those limiting beliefs and replace them with thoughts of possibility, of confidence, of success? How different would your day be if instead of waking up with a sense of dread or doubt, you woke up with a sense of purpose, with a belief that today is going to be a great day because you have the power to make it so? This shift in mindset doesn't happen overnight, but it's something you can cultivate with practice. One of the most powerful techniques for shifting your mindset is visualization. Visualization is about creating a mental image of the life you want to live, the person you want to be, and the goals you want to achieve. It's about seeing yourself already in possession of the things you desire, feeling the emotions that come with that success, and letting those feelings guide your actions. When you visualize, you're not just daydreaming. You're programming your mind to believe that what you want is possible. And when your mind believes it, you start to take the actions necessary to make it a reality. Visualization is like planting a seed in your mind. With time and care, that seed grows into something real and tangible. Another technique is the use of affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, reminding your mind of your capabilities and strengths. They're a way of counteracting the negative self-talk that so many of us struggle with. For example, if you often find yourself thinking, "I'm not good enough," you can replace that thought with an affirmation like, "I am capable, I am strong, and I can achieve my goals." The more you repeat these affirmations, the more they become a part of your thought process, helping to shift your mindset in a positive direction. Mindfulness is another powerful tool in shifting your mindset. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It's about noticing when negative thoughts arise and choosing not to let them. When you practice mindfulness, you develop the ability to step back from your thoughts, to see them for what they are, just thoughts, and to let them go if they're not serving you. This practice helps you stay grounded, focused, and in control of your mind. These techniques, visualization, affirmations, mindfulness, are simple but effective ways to start shifting your mindset from one of doubt and fear to one of confidence and possibility. When you make a conscious effort to change your thoughts, you'll begin to see changes in your life. You'll start to feel more empowered, more in control, more capable of achieving the things you want. With a renewed mindset, you are now in a position to fully realize and show the world what you are truly capable of. You've shifted from a place of doubt to a place of belief, and that belief is the foundation for everything that comes next. It's the starting point for manifesting your capabilities and turning your dreams into reality. Now let's talk about manifestation. Manifestation isn't about magic. It's about aligning your thoughts, actions, and energy with your goals. It's about understanding that you have the power to create the life you want by focusing your mind on what you desire and taking the necessary steps to achieve it. So, what would your life look like if you fully manifested your capabilities? What would you be doing? Where would you be living? Who would you be spending your time with? These are important questions because they help you get clear on what you truly want. And clarity is the first step in the process of manifestation. Once you're clear on what you want, the next step is to set a clear intention. An intention is like a roadmap. It guides your thoughts and actions towards your desired outcome. When you set an intention, you're telling yourself and the universe, this is what I want, and I'm committed to making it happen. Intentions are powerful because they focus your mind and energy on a specific goal, making it more likely that you'll achieve it. But intention alone isn't enough. You also need to take action. Manifestation is about aligning your actions with your intentions. It's not about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. It's about taking proactive steps to make them happen. This might mean stepping out of your comfort zone, trying something new, or taking a risk. Whatever it is, it's important to remember that action is a crucial part of the manifestation process. And as you take action, it's important to maintain a positive mindset. This is where the law of attraction comes into play. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. When you focus on positive outcomes, you attract positive results. This doesn't mean that you won't face challenges or setbacks, but it does mean that by staying focused on what you want, rather than what you fear, you're more likely to achieve your goals. By showing the world what you're capable of, you become a beacon of inspiration for others. It's not just about what you achieve for yourself. It's about the impact you have on those around you. When you step into your own power and live authentically, you send a message to everyone who's watching that it's possible, that they can do it too. Your actions, your courage, your success, they all have the power to ignite change in the life. Now, let me ask you this. Who in your life might be waiting for you to take the lead? Who is watching you? Whether they realize it or not, looking for a sign that it's okay to pursue their own dreams. It could be your children, your friends, your colleagues. It could be someone you don't even know well. A neighbor, a classmate, a coworker. The truth is, we're all influencing each other, often in ways we're not even aware of. When you push through your fears, when you take action despite the doubts, you show others that they can do the same. It's like a ripple in a pond. When you throw a stone into the water, it creates ripples that spread outwards, touching everything in their path. Your personal growth, your willingness to step into your potential, creates ripples that can inspire others to step into theirs. Think about a time when you were inspired by someone else's example. Maybe it was a story you heard, someone you watched overcome incredible odds, or a friend who decided to take a big leap of faith. How did that make you feel? Did it push you to think differently about your own life? Did it encourage you to take a step you might not have taken otherwise? That's the power of example. And that's the power you have to influence others. One of the most direct ways to inspire others is through mentoring. Mentoring isn't just about giving advice. It's about guiding someone, sharing your experiences, and helping them navigate their own path. It's about being a support system for someone who's trying to figure out how to achieve their own dreams. When you mentor someone, you're not just helping them, you're reinforcing your own growth. Teaching others what you've learned makes those lessons even more solid in your own life. But you don't have to be in a formal mentoring role to inspire others. Sometimes simply sharing your story can make all the difference. We often underestimate the power of our own experiences. We think, who would want to hear about my journey? What do I have to offer? But your story, your challenges, your victories, your moments of doubt and success can be exactly what someone else needs to hear. By being open about your struggles and how you've overcome them, you give others permission to embrace their own challenges and see them as opportunities for growth. And then there's the power of simply living authentically. When you're true to yourself, when you live according to your values and follow your own path, you become a living example of what's possible. People are drawn to authenticity because it's rare and because it resonates with something deep within us. When you're authentic, you give others the courage to be themselves, to follow their own dreams instead of trying to fit into someone else's mold. You might not always see the impact you're having on others, but it's there. Every time you choose to act with courage, every time you make a decision to follow your heart, you're lighting the way for someone else. And as more people start to live this way, the ripple effect grows. It spreads from you to your family, from your family to your community, and from your community to the world. As you inspire others, you create a legacy of empowerment. This legacy isn't about leaving behind something material. It's about leaving behind a way of being, a way of thinking that encourages others to step into their own power. It's about creating a world where more and more people believe in themselves, where they see obstacles as opportunities, where they're willing to take action and manifest their own potential. This legacy of empowerment is something that goes beyond your own life. It's something that continues to grow, to expand long after you've taken your final step. When you inspire others, you're planting seeds that will continue to bear fruit generation after generation. You're contributing to a world that's more compassionate, more courageous, more connected. Now, as we bring our time together to a close, I want you to think about the impact you want to have on the world, not just the personal goals you want to achieve, but the legacy you want to leave behind. What kind of example do you want to set for those around you? How do you want to be remembered? Not just for what you accomplished, but for how you lived, for the way you inspired others to believe in themselves. As you reflect on these questions, remember that the power to inspire others is not something you have to wait for. It's something you can start doing right now, today, with the actions you take, the choices you make, and the way you live your life. And your legacy starts now with the decision to show the world what you're capable of and to encourage others to do the same. So as you step forward from here, I encourage you to carry this mindset with you. Know that every positive action you take, every time you choose to live authentically, every time you inspire someone else to reach for their dreams, you're contributing to something much larger than yourself. You're creating ripples that will spread far beyond anything you can imagine. You have the power within you to achieve greatness and inspire others. It's a truth that has always been there, quietly waiting for you to acknowledge it, to embrace it, and to live it. Everything we've talked about today, recognizing your inner strengths, overcoming obstacles, taking action with confidence, shifting your mindset, manifesting your capabilities, and inspiring others, all of it leads back to this one fundamental. You have within you everything you need to create a life that is meaningful, fulfilling, and impactful. But knowing this isn't enough. It's time to put this knowledge into action. It's time to live your truth and show the world what you're truly capable of. The world doesn't need more people playing small, hiding their gifts, or doubting their worth. The world needs you, fully alive, fully engaged, and fully committed to being the best version of. When you look back on your life, will you be proud of the risks you took and the capabilities you demonstrated? Will you be able to say that you lived fearlessly, that you embraced your potential, and that you made a lasting impact on the world? These are the questions that matter because they are the questions that define a life well lived. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day routine, to let the years slip by without really challenging yourself, without really pushing your limits. But deep down, you know that there's more to life than just going through the motions. You know that there's something inside you that's calling out to be expressed, to be shared, to be unleashed. Living your truth means answering that call. It means being honest with yourself about what you really want, about what you're capable of, and about what you're willing to do to achieve it. It means letting go of the fears and doubts that have been holding you back and stepping into your full potential with confidence and courage. This isn't about perfection. It's not about having all the answers or never making mistakes. It's about showing up day after day and doing your best. It's about being willing to take risks, to try new things, to learn from your experiences, and to keep moving forward no matter what. Living fearlessly doesn't mean you're never afraid. It means you don't let fear stop you. It means you feel the fear, acknowledge it, and then choose to act anyway. Because the truth is, the greatest rewards in life come when you step outside your comfort zone, when you take that leap of faith, when you dare to go after what you truly want. And here's the thing. When you live your truth, when you embrace your potential, you don't just change your own life. You create a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. You inspire others to do the same, to live their truth, to embrace their potential, to make their own impact on the world. So as we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this challenge. Go out there and show the world what you are truly capable of. Don't hold back. Don't settle for less than what you deserve. Don't let fear or doubt or the opinions of others keep you from living the life you were meant to live. You have within you everything you need to achieve greatness. You have the power to inspire others, to make a difference, to leave a legacy. But that power only becomes real when you choose to use it. So make that choice. Live your truth. Embrace your potential. Take the risks that will lead you to the life you want. And when you look back on your life, you will know that you lived it fully, that you made the most of every opportunity, that you showed the world and yourself what you were truly capable of.